Hello everybody and good morning. Welcome to my weekly tarot for this week. It is the week of May 9th through the 15th. On the 15th we have a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio, I believe. Oh boy, everyone's saying it's going to be a spicy meatball, but we'll see. I mean, you really can never know. They're going to say it'll be a spicy meatball, and then it actually might be like really pretty awesome. So I guess it kind of all depends on how much shadow work you've done, because if you've done a lot, it's gonna be good, and if you haven't done a lot, you're gonna see some things. So we'll find out. But to prepare ourselves for this week, I'm going to do the weekly reading with the Crow Tarot by M.J. Cullinane, and I'm going to use the Synchronicity deck by Kathy Nichols, Magic of Unicorns by Diana Cooper and Marjolaine Crujit, and Beyond Lemuria by Izzy Ivy. So to start off, I'm going to draw a card from the Beyond Lemuria deck by Izzy Ivy and see what the kind of theme of the week is. Like the unicorns over here, so we have some room. Alright. That's a good energy. Whoa. Cards shot out. They're ready. They were ready. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a good combo. Okay. We got Beyond the Mind and Stepping Through. That's pretty great. Beyond the Mind here is 20. Stepping Through is 47, reducing to 11. I love that, because 11 reduces to 2. So we got a 2 and we got an 11. So that's pretty bomb. That's pretty good. It's been a minute since I've gotten Beyond the Mind. I've gotten Stepping Through more recently. So let me see what the book says. Let's see. Just to refresh. Beyond the Mind, thinking with the heart, being present, heart and mind connection, meditation, bliss, the bliss of being, quieting the monkey mind, fathoming the unfathomable, finding happiness within, going beyond intellectual limitations. So that's pretty wild. Considering all the energy we've been in, and I'll go into that in just a second, but I wanted to read a little blurb about Stepping Through, which is so fitting following that. Follow your heart. Dream big. Stepping through something that has been holding you back. The threshold. Starting new projects. Self-belief. It is all possible. The road less traveled. Trust. So these two together is totally on point for right now. Very fitting for one another too. Right now there's this real leveling up energy, and I think there's a lot of levels to feel this on. There's a lot of reconstruction of what our mind believes is possible in our lives. And what we can actually accomplish and achieve. I think, it's been so much more obvious lately for some reason, just the stories that we tell ourselves and the limiting beliefs that we constantly repeated ourselves. Truly, our reality is created when we tell ourselves a story, and so the stories that we create for ourselves create our reality. So when you start to tell yourself a new story, create a new story, you're creating a whole new reality for yourself. When you have the story of, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, and then you can't do it, it's something that you've created and manifested and said it was so. And a lot of times that we say we can't do something, it's because it's more comfortable to not do it, because we haven't done it, because it kind of gives us a little sense of control to say we can't do it, and then like not allow ourselves to actually do it, to actually even like try fully. And we don't even realize this happens like in the subconscious, but I love this combination of like, no, tell yourself a new story. Tell yourself the story that your heart feels is true, the one with love, and then see how you step through your previous limitations. So that is the theme of this week. The theme of this week is telling yourself a new story and then seeing your life transform. And I love that. I think that that's just so on point. You know, it's like what we tell our subconscious, it manifests. And so if we tell our subconscious anything, really, if we tell our subconscious that we're just born lucky and everything is going to fall out of the sky for us, we tell our subconscious that long enough and it will. And it will happen. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta talk to your subconscious at the right times of day, you know, like when you're falling asleep, when you're on the toilet, when you're taking a shower. Any of those times, you're a little more open to receive subconscious suggestions. So try it out. Tell yourself all your wildest dreams are coming true, and then suddenly they will. This is like law of attraction kind of stuff, but it's about time we realized how magnetic we are. And we've only been in this way because we've just told ourselves that we're not magnetic and we have to work hard and we have to struggle and it has to be difficult to get anything. Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's not do that anymore. Anywho, let's go into the reading. I want to just jump right in. Okay. What is a good energy for the collective to be aware of this week? That's a good energy for the collective to be aware of this week. Friday, Saturday, one more shuffle. Good energy collective to be this week. Alright. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Excuse me. Alright. Yeah, sorry if I burp. It's because I talk kind of fast and I gasp to get enough air to talk fast enough and then I burp, so. If it's not ladylike, then this is not the tarot reading for you. If you've got a problem, there's a lot of other tarot readers you can enjoy for your tender sensibilities, but I'm gonna burp every so often, sorry. Alright, let's... I want to ask for clarification before I... No, I want to see what the energy is, then I'll ask for clarification. Alright, let's do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Whoa! This is a good week. This is a good week. Dang. This is a good week. I don't know what y'all were tripping about. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. But Jupiter's in Aries. Jupiter likes to be in Aries. It's like gung-ho energy. It's like real passionate energy for the next, like, more than 6 months or something. But, this is great. This is great so far. Really positive energy. Really upbeat energy. Very positive. Okay. Alright, I want to ask for clarification on all these energies, so let's do it. Let me rearrange these. Okay. and then I'll go into the reading. Alright, so clarification. Alright. Synchronicity. Okay. Clarifications for you. Alright. Oh. Alright. Clarifications. Clarification for the Ten of Cups on Saturday. Clarification for the Ten of Cups on Saturday. Into clarification for the Three of Cups on Saturday. Three of Cups on Sunday. Alright, I'll take that. Popped out. That makes sense. The moon's out. Intuition. I'm going to draw one more card for Tuesday since it looks a little spooky. Let's see. Okay. Alright. There's a little bit to unpack. But we'll unpack it. Alright. Yeah, when there's a spooky day, I like to do more clarification. You know, when you get lost and the death card at once. Death card doesn't typically mean actual death. It's just kind of like a point of no return and a transformation. And, I mean, loss is the same way. It's like, think like, oh, I lost my job, but now I'm so free to do X, Y, and Z that I found my calling, and now I'm happy and I have my vision, you know. So it's not like these things are just bad, you know. It's not like these things are just, you know, it's not like these things are just purely negative or anything like that. These things are often opening doors for new avenues for us to explore ourselves and our lives in ways that we really couldn't know. And honestly, seeing healing and ready here, it yeah, it's really pretty nice, actually. Okay, I'm gonna go. I think I'll ask the unicorns what they have to say about each day first, and then I'll go into it. 'Cause I really, yeah, let's do that. I'm feeling like Tuesday is the spiciest day of the week. I know everyone's like, the new moon, or the lunar eclipse, that's the spiciest day. No, Tuesday's like the spiciest day. Tuesday's when Mercury goes retrograde too, so that's like extra spicy. That's funny, because on Sunday I'm gonna go like hang out with friends, so of course it's the Three of Cups. I did a reading for myself last week that I just felt like keeping to myself. I felt like that was just the better energy for last week. And it was so funny, it's like on the day that I got Three of Cups, just random, because I don't often get Three of Cups in the readings. I haven't really been hanging out with friends. But I got the Three of Cups, and then out of the blue, I like hung out with a friend that day, and I did not expect that to happen, so it's just so funny. So you might hang out with friends on Sunday, too. Actually, I kind of think that's part of the whole Scorpio thing, but I'll get into it in a second. Let's ask the unicorns what their advice is for the week. Okay, unicorns. What's your advice for Monday? Unicorns, what advice do you have for Monday? Unicorns, what advice do you have for Monday? Thank you. Unicorns, what advice do you have for Monday? Tuesday. Thank you. Oh, you got 2 for Tuesday. Spicy day. Where's my Wednesday? Whoa. Okay. What advice do Thursday? Thursday advice for Thursday. Advice for Thursday. Awesome. We got 2 for Thursday as well. Whoa. Oh my god. Sometimes they're so excited. They just fly right out. Alright. Okay. What did I say for Sunday? Saturday. What did I say for Saturday? Tune. Energy of Saturday. Advice for the energy of Saturday. Thank you. And then advice for the energy of Sunday. Advice for the energy of Sunday, please. Advice for the energy of Sunday, please. Advice for the energy of Sunday, unicorn. Thank you. Dankeschön, unicorns. Dankeschön. Alright, Monday we've got the 3 of Wands, we've got synchronicity, and we've got ascension flames, merge with light, ignite keys and codes. Good stuff. Tuesday, we've got Mercury retrograde in Gemini. I'll talk more about Mercury retrogrades when we get to it. But I think it's in Gemini. So it's its home sign, so it's like pretty good. We got the Death card. We've got loss. We've got but clarifying loss. We have healing and we have ready. And we also have silence. So we have loss and silence. And then clarifying loss is healing and ready. Look at that for like opposites. You got loss and then you got healing. It's like the total opposite of one another. And then the unicorn advice is, I'm like thinking of that Depeche Mode song, like, enjoy the silence, words are very unnecessary. You know, but I feel like it's an end to a silence, actually. The silence is broken, and now you can never go back. Anyway, in a good way. And the unicorns are like, hey, you're open to abundance. Hey, access your gifts. Open to abundance. Believe you deserve. Act plenty and prosperity. Or accept plenty and prosperity. And then access your gifts. Explore your treasure chest. Accept who you truly are. So you're going to get a big dose of yourself on Tuesday. Oof, you're coming back into yourself in a big way. We'll talk more about it. Wednesday, we got the sun, we've got teacher, and we've got Mahatma energy. Build your light body, accelerate your ascension. So, good stuff. Thursday, we've got the 2 of Wands. Changing direction, going a new way. Figuring out a whole new way to set your sights bloom. And we've got oneness and new opportunities. That's exactly the 2 of Wands. Oh my god, I've had the 2 of Wands so many times when I was gonna do one thing, or I was thinking, I'll just do this one thing like this, or I'll go over here, I'll do that. And then my plans inexplicably just changed at the last moment. It's like, yeah, you're not doing that. Or, yeah, you're going over here instead. A little 2 of Pentacles-y, but not in a bad way, just in a way of like, hey, there's a new opportunity to do something. So, wonderful. That's good stuff. Oh my gosh, this looks like such a mess. But I love having so many cards. I love getting all the clarification and all making a mess. I love making a mess. Alright, on Friday we've got Knight of Pentacles, we've got Protecting Love, and the unicorn advice is Cosmic Diamond. Spread hope and joy. Illuminate the world. Love it. Saturday we have the 10 of Cups, In Tune, and Cosmic Sapphire. Act with honor and integrity. Speak your truth. And then on Sunday, the day of the lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse in Scorpio, we've got the 3 of Cups, intuition, and refreshing oasis. Nurture yourself. Gather your strength. Very good energy. So I just want to circle back to the theme of this week, beyond the mind and stepping through, which is telling you the stories that you tell yourself about your life come true. So what are the stories that resonate with your heart? What are the stories that you're telling yourself that come from a place of love? And what stories come from a place of fear? What stories make your heart close up? Because those are the stories that it's time to leave behind those stories. Those are the stories that are not serving you and do not need to continue to be told. No matter how true you think they are, in truth, they're only true because you keep telling them to yourself. It's not that they're true or false. It's that when you repeat these things, you create that reality. And then when you create that reality, you believe it to be true. It's kind of the snowball effect. So that's why I suggest, you telling your subconscious a whole different story when it's like especially receptive, because then you're changing that programming like on a deep level. I mean, because you can affirm things and affirm things and affirm things, but it's like when you believe them truly, then you kind of outgrow the need for affirmation in a way. It's like affirmations are meant to solidify a new belief. It's not meant to like wish something into existence per se. It's like the strength of your imagined belief. Your ability to imagine it is true is what makes it so. And then of course the crow, my friend, just flew by. I have this crow friend that like loves to like hang out in this tree like right outside my window, and he like messes with the little birds in the tree, and I've like seen him around a whole bunch, and so he agrees. He just flew by, so he just wanted to say hi. So yeah, it's a good week to really look at what you tell yourself in your life. All of those times you said that, like, well, I can't do that, well, that's not for me, is really up for examining this week. It's like, is it really not for you, or have you just told yourself that? And if you just told yourself that because you're afraid of failing or afraid of being judged or whatever, like, I'm sorry to say, but you've already been judged. You've been judging yourself this whole time, and it doesn't feel good. So let's try and tell yourself a new story. That's really it. It's like, let's be creative. Let's use our imagination. Let's see what resonates with our heart and tell ourselves these new stories. And tell ourselves these new stories until we truly believe it. It's like, well, what if I could do this? Let's try. Well, what if I can? Well, what if I can? That was then. This is now. What if I can? And you'll find that when you do that, you step through that old limitation. You step through that old reality into a whole new reality. And you step into your own alignment. You step into your destiny. You step into the life that you're meant to live coming down here, not the life that people told you had to live when you started to understand the words that were coming out of their mouth. So, anywho, wanted to refresh on that. Let's go into the reading. So Monday, nice energy on Monday. We've got the Three of Wands, envisioning a new future. Three of Wands is usually about kind of seeing what's there on the horizon. He's looking off at this, looking over the waves of the ocean, or the air, or whatever it is. I think it's meant to be the ocean, but it's got a kind of airy sort of feeling too. So it could be the ocean of your mind and thoughts, to see like, what is that little sparkle? What is catching your interest? What is on the horizon for you? And it's about envisioning that new future, imagining that new future. Your imagination is the most powerful tool that you have, and we've sidelined the power of our imagination. We've told ourselves that it's just a silly thing that you use to like write a book. It's a silly thing that you like, that has dreams when you go to sleep. It's just a silly thing. No, it's not some silly thing. It's the thing that actually creates your reality. It is your actual identity, not your ego. Your imagination is your identity, and your imagination is basically the GPS guidance system that you can use if you choose to guide yourself through the life you want to live and create your reality and create your destiny and manifest it. It all starts in the imagination, and it all starts in the imagination today. And you know when you're on the right track when you get synchronicities coming in. So I suggest today on Monday that y'all just you all envision what you want and just say it out loud. Tell your higher self, tell your inner being, tell yourself, like, hey, I want this. And then listen to your guidance and see where it takes you. And if you run into synchronicity, you know you're on the right track. Synchronicity is the confirmation that you are following your heart and intuition and inner guidance correctly. And it is all about like listening to that voice and hearing yourself. You know, the other day it was funny. This is a little example of this sort of thing. But like, I was going out and I wanted to get a coffee, and there wasn't really any time to get a coffee, and I'm like, oh, man, like, higher self, like, I want to get a coffee. Like, can we get a coffee and like go to where I'm going and like make this all happen and like not be totally late? And my inner being, like, I just quieted myself as I was driving, and it's like, yeah, just go down the street. And you'll find a parking spot. You can go to the Starbucks there. And I'm like, down the street? Okay, but down the street never has a parking spot. Down the street is just mobbed all the time. You are so lucky, needle in a haystack, getting a parking spot down the street. But okay, sure. Sure enough, right in front of the coffee shop was a parking spot in the place that there are literally no parking spots. And I wasn't even thinking of going there. I was like thinking, oh, am I going to find a Starbucks drive-through? Am I going to go here or there or all around to this side of town or that side of town? It's like, no. Go for the one right in front of you and you'll find a spot. It's like, okay. But that's how simple it can be. It's like, hey, inner being, higher self, whatever you want to talk to. It's like, hey, I want this. Can I get this? And it's like, okay, just listen to the instructions I give you. And then you get it. And it's like, wow. There's a force greater than me that is taking care of me if I so choose to listen to it. Like, I actually have a GPS to guide me through this life. And I know I've said it before in other weeks, but there's like too much information to know. There's too much to know about everything that's going on simultaneously all at once. The trillions and whatever comes after trillions of bits of information and goings on happening all simultaneously in this reality at once, in this one now moment, is just too much information to be able to even comprehend with our minds. It's like there's no way to like find your exact right path of what you want through life without a GPS, and that's your intuition. That's your guidance from your higher self. That's your intuition, or that's your GPS. So, time to turn the GPS on and trust it. And when you find you're running into synchronicities, you know it's working. And that's how you can tell it's working. Synchronicities aren't just like, oh, happy little things that you sometimes run into. No, synchronicities are there to prove that, not prove, but they're there to show you that you're on the right track. If you can go through your life having constant synchronicities, then you're really on the right track. I mean, that's how it's meant to be. It's how it's meant to manifest. So you're meant to just go dancing through life and listening to your inner guidance, and it takes you here and there to the exact place that you want it to be, the exact place that you're meant to be. And the synchronicities are showing you how on track or off track you are with that. So yeesh. All that to then go into the last little bit of this. Ascension flames merge with light, ignite keys and codes. So when you do this, when you listen to your inner voice, your intuition, I'm calling it all different things. Your higher self is a little different from your inner being. It's like all telling you intuition. It's whatever whatever guidance you want to use, if it's your guides, your spirit guides, whatever you want to just call it, your intuition, fine. It's that voice that tells you what to do and where to go and what is really resonating with you or not. And when you're hearing that, you are ascending into a new way of being. You are ascending your normal routine into a higher level of experience of your life and reality at that point, because you're no longer just running into walls in 3D way that we've done before, and struggle and toil and, oh, I'm blocked here and blocked there. I could have tried to go to any coffee shop and not listen to any guidance, but then I wouldn't have found a parking spot just like that and gotten my coffee just like that and been on time for the thing I was going to just like that. And that's how it's supposed to work. There is always an option for you to get what you want, but you just have to listen to that guidance to take you there, because there's like just way too much going on. There's so many coffee shops, there's so much traffic, there's so many parking spots. How can I possibly find the needle in the haystack without a GPS? Good thing we have a GPS. Anyway. So when you're listening to that GPS, then you are merging with a higher state of being within yourself. You're merging more with your higher self than ever before. And the more you merge with your higher self, the more that you're able to trust in this GPS kind of guidance. You're able to trust in your ability to get what you want, get what you envision. And it's not so hard. It's not a struggle. It's not toil. It's trust. Trust is somehow the most difficult thing. Harder than any struggle. Harder than any hard work. Harder than any nose to the grindstone is absolute deep trust somehow, ironically. But this week's really about rethinking that entire thing. And when we start to really envision what we want and trust that it comes through, and see the little cracks in the fog, the little breaks of light in the fog, those little illuminations, those little hits of like where we got to go and what we got to do that bring us closer to what we desire, we're ascending into a new way of being within our reality. And this is something we all have access to. It's not something that only psychic people or only special people. We're all special. We're all psychic. And people have been just numbed to that. It's not their fault, and it's not like they can't be unnumbed to it. They just have to be aware of it. They've been told that there's no real magic in our reality, and intuition is just that silly thing that you ignore most of the time. I wonder what anyone had to gain by telling us that. But anyway, on this day, you are something's lighting up in you. You're envisioning a new future, and you're really feeling it, and it's really lighting up something new in you. And a really exciting way to start the week. I love it. It makes me think of in Harry Potter. There's that one part in the fourth Harry Potter book or the movie, both, where he won that luck potion from Professor Slughorn, and he needed to do all of these things in one night, all these like kind of impossible tasks. Like he needed to get info from somebody, he needed to go here and do this thing, and all these things that were like kind of impossible to do just normally. And he took this potion and he found the exact right openings to get everything he wanted done. And everything that was like this impossible task, he easily was able to get everything he wanted, and with no struggle, effort, this or that, in the perfect flow, the perfect way. And that's how we're supposed to live our lives. That is how we're meant to actually live our lives. We all have that power inherently. We all have that ability inherently. We just are not used to using it. But that always just stuck with me. There's something about that just always it always affixed itself into my consciousness, and I feel like it's kind of for right now, so I could really see the writing on the wall with that one, really see that that's the way we're supposed to live. That's how it's supposed to be. It's like how when you're playing an instrument or doing some art, you find this flow that you get into. There's meant to be a flow for just life itself, the entire way that you live. And I'm here for it. I'm starting to feel it. And I think that, the more we all start to feel it, the more we're all going to feel it. We're all connected. So I hope you guys are feeling it too, because it's really fun. Let me close the window real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So Tuesday, and let's hope that I don't go on for an hour and a half about this whole thing. All right. Tuesday, we've got death. Death is the point of no return on something. It can be actual death. Actual death is oftentimes more the world or something like that, instead of death, because this is more about rebirth. The death card is more about passing a point of no return and being reborn into a new phase of life, which is exactly what this ready card says. This ready card is all about getting ready for the next phase of life. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack with Tuesday. I'm feeling like Tuesday, especially coming off of Monday, where you're really getting a sense of envisioning your future and that coming through and following, threading the needle and finding that perfect flow of manifesting what you've been wanting to bring in. And I feel on Tuesday, it's you're past a point of no return. You're I can't go back from this point. There's maybe something you've initiated on this day that you can't go back from, maybe a door that you've opened up or something that you've left behind or let go. One of the cards here is loss and silence, which is so interesting because loss is about, losing something. It doesn't have to be so intense, to be any kind of big life thing. It can be you lose a book, or you lose, a game, or you lose something. It can be kind of trite too. It can be a little more chill, but it's paired with silence, and silence is about listening for guidance, but also about being muffled. It's about hiding yourself away. And I feel with this death card, there's something about us that's coming alive again, and we're leaving behind this sense of being silenced. On Tuesday, we have the Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is often about communication, but and people like to say communication errors and things like that. But I think truly, it's you get in your own head in a way. You get re-familiarized with yourself in a way. It's you kind of come back to yourself instead of interpreting the whole world around you. You start to interpret yourself. You're wait, what do I want? Who am I? What is this? How am I thinking about the way that I live my life? Which is really fitting for these themes that we would have the Mercury retrograde this week. But it's really rethinking, how you fit into your life, how you contextualize your life, what stories you tell yourself in your life, and how you think of yourself in this reality that you've created for yourself that you're in. And I really, I tend to like Mercury retrogrades. It's often a time where you revisit things that you were into in the past, and you just kind of let go for one reason or another, or you reinitiated something that kind of fell to the wayside for one reason or another. That re something, re this, re that, rethink, redo, retry, revisit. That's Mercury retrograde. It's this re something. So that's kind of the energy that I get into. Reread. Sometimes there's communication because we're a little more in our own heads than outside of it. So that's kind of the reason for that. But we're revisiting something. We're reopening up. I feel we're letting go of some loss. We're letting go of not talking about things. We're letting go of silencing ourselves. There's this real like letting go of a time in our lives where we were just not feeling free. I feel like, you know, because like this bird is ascending from this like corpse of this old identity, this old person that they were, this old identity that felt like silenced, that felt like they had to endure it on their own, you know. And we have healing and we have ready, clarifying the lost card. I wanted to clarify it specifically. And we have like kind of the total opposite of the lost card, the healing card here. And what this tells me is like this loss is like we're letting go of, we're letting go and healing this tie to our past life, this tie to a belief that kept us stuck, that kept us limited, that kept us silent, that kept us withholding ourselves from our other people, from our life, that kept us small. There's a lot of beliefs that we've held on to that have been limiting. You know, these were all talking about like letting go of limiting beliefs. And I feel like that's what we're really doing on Tuesday. We're really seeing them for what they are, these like old beliefs. And we're just like letting go. We're like letting go of the struggle and letting ourselves be healed. We're letting ourselves trust. We're getting ourselves ready to be ready for this great life that's coming in. And there's something that you're going to initiate on this day that brings in this energy, that lights you up, that heals this part of you that's been silent, this part of you that's felt limited and felt lacking and felt like you lost a piece of yourself, you know, through stifling yourself. This is extra confirmed through the unicorn messages. We have open to abundance, believe you deserve, accept plenty and prosperity. There's so much waiting for you. You know, this loss here, this loss is a belief that is keeping you silent, is keeping you muzzled, that's keeping you from expressing your truth. And it's all about opening up to even more. You know, the things that fall out of our lives are opening us up to even more bigness. And sometimes when we experience some loss in our life, in the moment we need to grieve, we need to feel our emotions. That's just healthy to do. To feel it because we've experienced it. But it can open up so much more to us in our lives. It can get so much bigger. And I feel like we're really reconnecting with the deep part of ourselves that was maybe stuck. That's like opening up. There's something that's getting initiated that opens up a whole new path to abundance that really shows us a new aspect of ourselves. We've accessed your gifts here. Explore your treasure chest. Accept who you truly are. It's like we're really getting a dose of who we actually are on this day by the things we initiate, by the things that we bring in. And it's very healing and it's very empowering, enriching, and enlivening. And we were able to like just leave behind this old identity. And as I was saying before, our identity is our imagination. Our identity is not our ego. And when we mistake our ego for our identity, we tend to cling on to that and hold on to that as like a protective measure. It's like, you know, our ego tells us mean things, but we think that if we tell ourselves the mean things, then other people won't tell us the mean things. So we think that we're protecting ourselves when really we're just hurting ourselves. We're self-harming without even realizing it because it's been so normalized to do things like that. And we don't need to keep that energy into our life. And I think on Tuesday we're really rethinking about the way that we talk to ourselves, the way we approach our lives, the way that we tell ourselves what is meant for us and what is available to us, and rewrite those stories, open to much bigger beliefs, much bigger understandings of our true nature. And so I'm really excited for the energy of Tuesday. That's going to be big. It's going to be It's going to be felt. Let's just say that. It's going to be an energy that you feel. Absolutely. Not necessarily one of those days where you're just like, hey, things are cool. You know, Monday might be a little bit like that, even though you're going to get hits of like, okay, this is really working. But, yeah, Tuesday, you're going to feel it. And feeling is healing, so I'm thinking it's going to be quite good. But it's the spiciest day of the week, according to my reading. It's pretty spicy. So get ready. Wednesday is like the total opposite. It's the Sun card. The Sun is like the happiest card in the deck, everyone loves to say, because it's like that playful, joyful, childlike vitality. It's the inner child coming out and playing. Though in this deck, you just have Mr. Crow with his red ribbon, like kind of dancing on the back of the horse that's moving forward, just being that sunshine, not getting all tied up with this physical world. You know, that's the red ribbon, what it represents. That kind of tie to the physical world. He's not getting all tied up. He's waving it around. He's doing a dance. He's like, yeah, this reality is my plaything, and I get to have fun, because that's what kids do. You know, no, you haven't. Kids haven't been overburdened with limiting beliefs told to them by everyone around them. You know, they haven't been corrupted in a way. You know, I don't like to use words like that. I don't like to use words that imply that things can't be healed, because things can always be healed. If they can go one way, they can go in another way. It's just our nature. I mean, like, look at our bodies. You get a cut and you heal. This is the nature of being human, is to heal. Yeah, so really positive energy, especially, like, I love that coming off of this intense day of Tuesday, we just have this breath of fresh air. It's like, yeah, I can just be me. I can just have a great time. And you may be, like, you know, sharing that with other people. You may be like a teaching moment for other people, like just seeing you in your light and feeling that. Maybe like really connecting on this day, on Wednesday. But someone can come in and teach you something that lights you up. It can go both ways, but some sort of like teaching moment is going to come in, whether it's you expressing yourself and that teaches somebody, or you being taught by somebody. And it's really positive, just really bright, really, really nice day, like a breath of fresh air again. And the unicorn advice is Mahatma energy. Build your light body, accelerate your ascension. And, you know, coming off of Monday, when we really start to see that the stories we tell ourselves create a reality, and if we trust in what we're asking for, we will be guided to it. Tuesday with opening yourself up, coming off the back of that, like those 2 days are really powering us into a real ascension, where we've not only felt and experienced it on an inner level, but we've on an outer level initiated a big change. And that inner and outer experience is really instigating a big ascension. You know, an ascension's not like you go up to a new reality and it's all different. Wow, that's not ascension. Ascension is you understand the actual mechanics of reality so that you can create what you want. We're meant to be creators. I mean, just like you can get some paint on a paper and like make a beautiful painting, or sculpt something out of clay, or craft something, or weave something, or build a hut, or whatever. You know, just like we're doing that there, we are meant to construct our entire reality. It is all energetic, and it all starts in our imagination. And our subconscious is kind of the engine, so if you feed it good stories, it will create those good stories. If you tell your subconscious that it can do more than it thought it could, then it will do more than you previously thought it could. This is mutable. It's all very mutable based on what you think is real. Like, it's really all about what you think is real. If you think aliens are real and you tell that to your subconscious, they're gonna be real. If you think like flying cars are gonna happen soon and you tell that to your subconscious, they're gonna happen. You're gonna be shifting to the reality where there's flying cars, and we can simultaneously exist here, because it's kind of funny, we're all like here in this 3D reality, simultaneously experiencing different realities at the same time. It's the reason two people can be in the same place and have two very different views of what went down, because one of them had one kind of idea about what their reality would allow for them, and another person had another idea. So we're really seeing the kind of we're seeing into the matrix. You know, it's not about escaping the matrix and ascending and yay, it's all good. It's about becoming the matrix. It's about realizing we are the powerful ones. It's not about leaving this and being in a good place where no one's going to bother you and it won't be bad and no one's going to do anything that gets you mad and upset and riled up and everyone's going to be happy and loving. That's not it. That's just taking the power away from you still. That's still saying, like, well, one day when I'm good enough, I will ascend, and then I won't have to deal with people's bullshit. It's like, it doesn't work like that. People are always going to be full of shit. And not everybody, you know, hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll get to a place where most people are, like, pretty chill. A lot of people are pretty chill, you know. There's just some people that are pretty mixed around. So... yeah, it's not about like, I'm gonna go to this nice place and I won't have to deal with people's crap, you know. It's like realizing like, hey, it's all about the lens that I see this through. It's all about the way that I imagine that this ultimately will be and will go. It's about trusting that what I ask for is gonna happen. I'm not threatened by other people's bullshit, because that doesn't diminish me or take me out of my power, my seat of power in my reality. And that's the thing. That's why we get mad at other people's bullshit, because it takes us out of our power to create the reality that we want. You know, when someone's being shitty to you and we start to take that personally, it's because we have some judgment of ourselves that's kind of confirming on some level. I know it's like kind of like, it feels like a little bit of a mental stretch to say anytime we're upset by what somebody else does, it's because we're judging ourselves. But there's always breadcrumbs that lead you back to some form of self-judgment, you know, like, oh, somebody, you know, said this to me like that, and I just, like, how could they do that? It's because there's a part of you that's like, maybe you deserved it. There's a part of you that's saying something really mean to yourself, like, maybe you deserved it. Well, maybe no one can love you. You know, maybe this thing that you want is not for you. Maybe it's all bad. You know, like, whatever stories, like, just jump on the bandwagon of telling you something disempowering. This is what happens. And it happens so quickly that, like, it's about getting good at catching it, you know, and that's a muscle you build up. But what I'm saying is, when you really ascend, it's when you become the matrix, when you become the fabric of this reality, when you realize that you have a seat of power as the creator of this reality, and when you use your internal guidance system and you imagine where you want to go, then you will get there. And it's really coming through on Wednesday. It's really becoming apparent. Like, maybe a spiritual teacher says something that lights you up, or maybe you say something that lights other people up. Either way, good vibes on Wednesday. It's nice. It's real nice, especially coming after Spicy Tuesday. Then Thursday, we've got the Two of Wands. We've got a change of direction. Like I was mentioning before, the Two of Wands, like, I like that energy. It's kind of like a focused sort of energy. The Ace of Wands is like, you initiate something new, you take action on something new. It's fun. Usually it's pretty good. Like, there's just some sort of like magic that you create by taking action. You know, it's wands. Wands are magical instruments, and so whatever action that you take creates like some sort of magic in your life, magic reverberations. And so with the Two of Wands, it's like you have direction. There's a direction happening. So sometimes when you think that you're going to go one way, the direction of the energy is like, no, you're going this other way. So it might feel a little like Two of Pentacles-y sometimes, where you have to like pivot, but it's more in a way of like what you take action on rather than like I have to take a detour. It's more like I thought I was going to channel my energy in this way and create a situation, but actually I need to channel my energy in this other way and create a situation. So it's a nice energy, you know. You can like find real kinship with other people. You really get a handle on like what your emotional state is by the way that you react to this. A lot of times I find that like I don't really have a big reaction to those kind of things happening. It's more like, yeah, all right, I guess I'm not supposed to go there, or I guess I'm supposed to do this. But if you have a big reaction, it's showing you what's happening within yourself. But with these two birds here, I feel like it's less about another person coming in and changing the flow, and more about you connecting to your higher self and finding that right direction that actually you're meant to be going down. So it's good energy on Thursday. We've got bloom here, so something new is growing, and you know, in this new direction you'll find that things are growing for you, and that's kind of what's going to show you you're on the right track. Kind of like Monday, it was like the synchronicities are going to show you when you're on the right track. On Thursday, you're going to see when you're on the right track when you notice like what's actually growing in this direction. It's like, you know, there's a fork in the road, and one path is full of like tumbleweeds and barren wasteland, and the other is full of flowers. Like, oh, well, maybe I'm meant to go down the path of the flowers. So it's going to be a little more clear on Thursday. What the direction is. And I love this here because we have these two wands coming together, focused energy on this moon right here, and then we have oneness. So look for the common humanity, invoke Lemurian light. Oneness, this card is all about like seeing how we are connected to everyone else. We are one with everyone and everything here in our reality, all the people especially. It's like we're one with this person, one with that person. We're a common humanity. Our souls are connected on some level that is unseen. We affect each other. We really affect each other. On Wednesday, I feel like there's this kind of affecting each other energy with the sun and the teacher, and we're really seeing that connection, that interconnected woven fabric tapestry of humanity. And that's what that's one of the things that guides our GPS. I mean, we don't have to know it, but our internal compass uses that in addition to other ways of sensing energy to like guide us forward. It's like, I really want this, and so the perfect way to have this manifest in my life is, unbeknownst to me, is these people coming together and those people coming together, because they all felt some energetic pull because I said I wanted something, and then suddenly we all got something we wanted. You know, that's the beauty of being connected to everybody. And I feel like this pulls in new opportunities on this day. It's like we know what we want. We see which path is blooming. We see which path is bearing fruit, which path is looking like it's got something going for it. And then you know, when we understand that this is all happening for us and we're all connected, and so whatever we're asking for is being magnetized toward us, and we know how to take the right direction, new opportunities come in. Declutter your life, glimpse a magical doorway, and we can see the right, or see the way forward. Not the right way forward, but just see the way forward that's right for us. And that is really nice energy for Thursday. There's a lot of this like decluttering kind of energy with this week, with this Scorpio lunar eclipse. So it's a good time to declutter. You never know, like that's the thing when you declutter, you tend to find things that you forgot about, which is again very Mercury retrograde. but you tend to find things that, oh, I forgot this was there. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. Like, I don't believe that I haven't had this for so long because I love this and I missed this. And it was just buried under this clutter. Or you clear up the clutter and you're like, oh, I can think again. And then you get ideas that tell you, hey, let's go do this. Let's go make that. And you do. And it's like, wow, I could never have done this with all of the, all the mess here in my life. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Friday. All right, let's I'm gonna breeze through these last days a little bit because I've been talking for a while. All right, Friday, nice energy. We got the Knight of Pentacles. We have Protecting Love. We have Cosmic Diamond. Spread hope and joy. Illuminate the world. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing like slow and steady kind of wins the race on this day on Friday. There's this energy of, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of about like taking stock. They're the slowest knight. And the knight is about this energy of service. So because the knight serves the king and queen. The knight is... it's not learning like the page, and it's not like nurturing like the queen or ruling the kingdom like the king. It's serving the king and the queen. It's serving your higher self. How am I being of service to myself? How am I being of service to the world? Is kind of that energy. How am I moving forward in a direction that best serves me? Is kind of the question of this day in my physical life. Maybe there is something that some project you're working on, something in your life that is kind of like a little seedling that needs like a little extra care in your life. And so it's about kind of strategizing like what is the best way of going about raising this little seedling, or taking care of this element of my life that needs a little more nurturing right now. So it's like you're kind of slowing down and you're getting in touch with your heart, and you're understanding how to nurture the parts of your life that are needing that from you a bit more. And with this Cosmic Diamond, spread hope and joy, illuminate the world. I feel like it's not a destination, it's a journey. You're kind of seeing that that moving through your life, it's about the energy that you carry moving through your life. It's about the your own energy. It's not about getting somewhere. It's about what you embody throughout the process. And so I feel like it's a good day on Friday to take stock of where you're at and how you want to move forward, and what energy you want to carry moving forward. What energy you want to carry into your life in this new way, but also what is the energy you want to imbue into these weaker parts of your life that you're looking to strengthen up, you're looking to work on, you're looking to support, you're looking to give support. And I think that today on Friday, especially coming off of the energy of this week of feeling really in your power, you're bringing abundance to elements of your life, elements of your reality that need a little extra support and need a little extra love. And the energy that you're bringing to it lifts it up physically, because your vibration, your energy is just so positive, because you're taking the time to physically be there and care for that element of your life, but also because you feel really grounded and secure in yourself, and you're able to appreciate yourself and love yourself and bring that joy into this working that you're doing. So it's like you are affecting the physical by means of the care and the vibe that you give to whatever you're supporting. So it's like when you're in a state of gratitude, you are reflecting gratitude into each and every part of your life. You're reflecting gratitude throughout your reality. So it's like the energy that you hold that colors your entire reality. Other people feel it, other things feel it, like all the other energies start to pick up on that, you know, the trees, even other people, the deep parts of yourself. It all picks up on this vibe, and it creates a new story, and it creates a new reality. So it's like, how do you support your life with love, but how do you how do you set yourself up for the long haul? I'm also feeling like, how do you set yourself up energetically for just the long haul of, like, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be happy, and no matter what I do, no matter where I get, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna protect this, like, this part of myself that's been a little bit weaker. I'm gonna choose to love myself every day. I'm gonna choose to love these weaker aspects and bring strength to them through my love. Yeah, it's definitely a more chill day, I think, compared to some of these other days. It's not like you're going out and getting at them. It's more of like steadfast, you know, staying the course. But you're staying the course of holding and maintaining your positive energy. And I think that's a really big thing. Because, you know, we can get really excited about feeling good, and it only lasts as long as it lasts, you know, because we have all of this programming that pulls us back into the old way of thinking. So it's like we can get a breath of air, but like the old thoughts and beliefs start to sink in again and pull us back, and it can be challenging to maintain that positive outlook, that new sense of what it means to be alive. And you know, that's the challenge. It's like a muscle, you know, it's a muscle we're building up to get out of that old way of being. And we're not being pulled back because that's the truth. We're being pulled back because that's what all we've known. So it takes a little bit of effort to maintain the high vibe at first, just because we've been so used to feeling bad. So yeah, so don't take it too hard if you find yourself wavering at all, you know, throughout this week or other weeks, because, you know, that's just part of the process of it's part of the process of shifting your paradigm. You know, it doesn't all just happen all at once. I mean, it can sometimes, but, you know, it's one of those things where it's so internal that it really requires your belief in that shift, that belief in that new reality. It's not like getting into conspiracy theories and realizing, oh man, all the powers that be are just not in it for me. They're not doing it in the way that I thought they were, and I don't like this. You know, it's not like a physical thing outside yourself. It's an internal thing within yourself. And so you are the gatekeeper on how true or false it is. And really, whatever you want to be true is true. So if you tell yourself the limiting beliefs are true, you make them true. If you tell yourself that they're not true and that you can create whatever you want, then that's true. So it's up to you. On Saturday, we've got the Ten of Cups, In Tune, and Cosmic Sapphire. Act with honor and integrity. Speak your truth. And when you speak your truth with words of love, when you tell the universe what you want from a place of love, from your heart, from a place of feeling connected and having integrity to yourself, you speak that out loud and you attract that. You are in tune with the universe. You're in tune with your higher self. You're in tune with all this energy around you. You're what's the orchestra guy? What's the conductor? You are the conductor of your reality. You are telling it what to manifest in your life, and you are manifesting a lot of love. I think this is such a nice energy. You're coming to this culmination point of like having a really deep connection to yourself. It's like you're coming home to yourself on this day. It's like you you spent a long time trying to figure out what happiness was and what joy was and what real connection was, in a lot of ways. And now we've reached the 10, we've reached the crossroads, we've reached the conjunction, the doorway, the culmination point, where it's like, oh, connecting with myself on a deep level and saying what I want, saying what I feel like I really want, beyond the fear, what my heart truly wants, connecting with that, manifests it. And that's what I'm feeling on Saturday. It's really nice. I love this, like, the rainbow and then the Ferris wheel. It's very, very aligned. I'm liking that a lot. Good energy on Saturday. And then Sunday, we have that full moon. And I'm sorry, not the full moon. It's a lunar eclipse. Well, it is a full moon. It's a lunar eclipse, full moon in Scorpio. Boy, that's a mouthful. And, with the Three of Cups here, the friends and the intuition and refreshing oasis, nurture yourself, gather your strength. It's like, listen to your intuition today. Do what feels right to you today. You may feel, or you may be hanging out with friends. You may be hanging out with people today. And today is, on Sunday, it's a great day to take stock of what relationships are serving you in your life and what relationships are not nurturing you in your life. What relationships are just not serving you, that were maybe created from an old identity and you've shifted into a new identity. It's like, oh, I used to gripe about this and gripe about that, and it was fun, but now I just don't have the energy or capacity to gripe about those things. And so when I hang out with the people that gripe about the stuff, it's like, come on, you guys, like, really, we're gonna keep doing this for like years? Come on, like, it's been a minute, like, let's move on. I've moved on. And sometimes, that's your cue to just move on and to let them be where they're at and love them still. You don't have to disown them or anything, or to say like, oh, we're just too different, I could never speak to you again. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it's like, who's really a connection in your life that's fulfilling you and that's serving you and that's really making you feel like more deeply yourself? And what are connections that take you farther away from yourself? Use your intuition to guide you on this day, because it might be a little murky. You might feel like you might feel obligated to go to one thing or another, go one place or another. So to bypass obligation, just listen to how you feel. Listen to how you feel, listen to your intuition, quiet yourself. If you need to do journaling, cool. But don't let other people like pull you in one direction or another energetically. Like, allow yourself to be the stronger magnet on this day and really, take back the reins from other people if that's what's happening. Use your intuition to tell you like what's really working and what's not. But, if you do go and spend time with whoever so-and-so and you find that like you feel it's really positive, then that's your cue to like, keep them around. And if it's not, it's your cue to move on and make space for new people. But really, Sunday's about putting yourself first. Nurture yourself. Gather your strength. This is about putting yourself first before other people. And you're kind of using your intuition as like a barrier between them just permeating your energy, between them just, again, being the stronger magnet. We're all magnetic. And when we give other people our power, when we feel obligated, when we feel like we're going to be judged by them, or we're judging ourselves because of how we're interacting with them, we're weakening ourselves, and we're the weaker magnet, and we're going to be pulled along by them and whatever they want, and we're not necessarily going to be happy or feel in our power and strength, and we're going to lose energy and feel like drained and all that. And we don't need to do that anymore. It's like, how can we be there for other people if we can't be there for ourselves first? That's really it. So it's not about like, you're good, you're bad. It's about, I'm here for myself first. Whatever it means after that is whatever it means after that. So if I'm there for myself first, and I'm finding that you're not really on the same page as me, and that's draining to me, then I'm just gonna say have a great life for a while. Maybe we'll talk again when it feels right. The energy could always feel right. You know, if you don't feel like you want to continue, you know, hanging out with somebody, doesn't mean that it's forever. You know, you may find later on down the line they come back around and the energy feels right. You feel intuitively guided to talk to them, and great. Then you reconnect, and it's wonderful. So it's just like, not right now, maybe. Or right now. Right now is the right time. Maybe you haven't seen people in a while. Maybe you're going to reconnect with them, and you're going to find that, like, whoa, we're really simpatico. We're on the same page. Look at that. So it could go either way, but you need to let your intuition guide yourself. You need to put yourself first today. You know, it's like and it being a Scorpio lunar eclipse, it's like, well, okay, being a Scorpio lunar eclipse, the question is, how do you let people eclipse? How do you let other people or the outside world eclipse what you really want deep down on the inside? Because Scorpio is deep down on the inside what your desires are, and eclipses are, lunar eclipses specifically, is how does something eclipse you emotionally? How does something get bigger than you in your own life and you lose your power to it? That is the question that lunar eclipses ask. And when it's in Scorpio, it's like, you know, what is eclipsing this sense of depth and intimacy you want in relationships, in this reading specifically. You know, for other people it may come out in other areas, but you know, in this reading I'm finding that it ends up being in terms of relationship with other people and friendship with other people and connection with other people. And so where are these connections with other people eclipsing your connection to yourself in a deep way, on a deep level? So that's the question that you're going to be coming up to on Sunday. That's going to be asking you, you know, what is really right for me. So yeah, you know, these are important questions to ask, and it doesn't mean anyone's bad, doesn't mean anyone's just no good, and oh, we can't be friends anymore, and goodbye forever, and you're just no good for me, blah blah blah, you know, or I'm different, and blah blah blah. It just means that, like, you know, right now I'm in one place and you're in another, and that's totally okay. No judgment. You gotta remember that it's okay to not judge things too. It's not a prerequisite to experience something and judge it. That's just what we're used to doing because that's what we've been trained to do. That's what we've been conditioned and taught to do, is like, when you see something, judge it. When you experience something, judge it. It's like, oh no. It's like when you judge something like that, you're immediately saying, this is what it is definitively, nothing else, just this. And so you close yourself off to all of the quantum possibilities of what that thing might be trying to bring into your life. It's like, someone said this to me, I judge it. It's like, there's way more information to that story that would prove that your judgment actually is not really seeing the whole picture. But, you know, again, we're very used to judging things because that's how we've been conditioned to interpret our reality, through judgment. That's how we know. That's logic. That's science. You know, it's like, no, we don't have to do that. We don't have to be a slave to this really crude sense of logic that we've created for ourselves, because that's all judgment is. It's a really crude way of interpreting our reality that we create for ourselves. You know, we create the logic in our lives. There is not one set logic. I mean, there's a lot of agreed upon logic, but there's so much going on in this reality that, you know, someone's logic that could be totally true does not match someone else's logic that for them could be totally true, because they're seeing one version of life and someone else is seeing another version. What I'm saying is, you know, we create the parameters of this reality, just like someone creating video games codes a video game. You know, when you write the code for a video game, you essentially learn the language of how the code is written, you know. But what you're doing is you're laying out a logic, you're laying out a rule system for this reality of this game to operate on. So you're saying that, oh, when you jump, it goes this many pixels high. You're saying that when you click this the other thing activates and this dialogue happens. You know, you're setting those parameters. You're saying that this is how reality goes with the code. And that's what you do with your imagination and what your belief system says. You know, you are creating this source code for your reality, and you're not really even realizing what you're doing. It's like we've been doing this since we were born, but we just haven't realized that we've been creating these realities for us. You know, that it's like any storylines in your life that you find really meaningful, you created that. You created that whole thing happening to show you something about yourself, whether you realize it or not. So, you know, just take the power back, write the code. You are the coder. You are the matrix. You can rewrite, and rewrite again the source code. It's all the time to redo everything. Let's rewrite the source code. You know, Mercury retrograde is coming in to help us do that. And so is this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. It's like, what is not serving us, and what is not syncing up correctly in our lives anymore, because we've just grown. We've grown into a new way of being and a new way of loving ourselves, and everything else either needs to catch up or fall away to let new stuff in. And that's simply it. So I'm gonna draw one last card from the Oracle of Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. I like this deck. It's good for these kind of little bits at the end. Right. That's some good advice for the collective regarding the energies. That's some helpful advice. Oh, we got some popping over. I didn't even see. Oh wow, we got a few. Okay. All right, we've got a deep breath, number 7, and a deep breath. This one, it's about non-judgment, like I was actually just saying. It's like when things come up and it feels a little scary, and we've maybe been troubled by it before. It's about taking a deep breath and allowing ourselves to disconnect from the stories we've maybe started to create around it, to understand that, like, hey, we're not doomed to this. We're not being, this is not coming at us to diminish us. This is coming at us to serve us. You know, when things happen that are not really what we've been wanting or asking for, or at least not showing up in the way we've been asking for, it doesn't mean that what we're asking for isn't coming. It just means that, you know, this might be the path to get there. It might be a strange, wiggly, winding road to get exactly to where you want, and that's okay. So it's important to take a deep breath, to connect to yourself, to ground yourself when things might not seem so clear. Things might not seem so, things might not seem so straightforward. So it's a good time to just, again, ground yourself and allow yourself to listen to that inner guidance. Because that's the thing about our intuition and inner guidance. We can't hear it when we're emotional, and we can't hear it when we're yapping and talking and using our brains and getting distracted. To hear our intuition, we need to just be quiet and let it come in and let it speak and take a deep breath. So that's the first bit of advice. And then we have healing the heart. number 23. And this card is about healing your heart, connecting to your heart space. I want to get the little booklet to see the snippets because it's been a minute since I got this card. Let's see. Yeah. Rebirth and renewal after suffering. Taking time to get healthy. Willingness to release past pain. I actually feel like these three are all kind of forming one little story here, because we also have Birds of a Feather as the final card, and it's finding kindred spirits, finding the people that you really connect to. And, you know, with this healing the heart coming after a deep breath, it's really saying to me that, like, we may have gone through things that were painful. We may feel triggered sometimes, but it's important to see how that's not us anymore. You know, those triggers were us at a different time, experiencing life from a different standpoint, with different views, and with a much more limited understanding of ourselves. And so, you know, that's okay. We can love and accept that self that didn't know any better, that didn't know how to deal with that situation or take back our power or speak our truth. We can heal that by accepting and loving those parts of ourselves that were a part of that triggering situation, and letting go of that having power over us now. You know, maybe it had power over us then, but it doesn't need to continue having power over us now, because we can understand it and we can still love ourselves despite what we didn't know, and despite not loving ourselves previously because of it. And that opens up the space for us to really connect to people on a much deeper level, to really attract and to find people that we resonate with, because we're resonating with ourselves first. Like I was saying about Sunday, it's like we can really be there for other people and find who resonates with us and connect to other people properly when we connect to ourselves first. And that's I feel like what this week is saying. It's like, you know, put on your own safety mask before putting on someone else's. You know, tell yourself the story that you want to be living before you go and you bump into other people's stories about what they're living. And when you do that, when you're there for yourself first and you consider yourself first, you're going to attract what you want to bring in. But if you're letting yourself be beholden and obligated to other people, you know, their stories might impact you and might bring you down. You know, someone else's limitation might make you feel limited, or might make you feel like you're being dragged back to that old place or whatever, but that doesn't need to be. You consider what you want first. You consider who you are and how you want to move forward and what that means to you first before anybody else. And then all of the positive connection will follow. All of the friends will come in. All of the relationships will come in that serve you, that want to serve you, that want to resonate with you, that want to, you know, take you higher. So you're calling it in this week. You're not putting the cart before the horse. You're putting the horse before the cart, and you're letting your dreams drive the wagon. So on that note, I hope you all have a beautiful week. And I really think this is a very positive energy. So I'm really excited to experience it myself. I'm excited to hear what you guys think about it. Please leave comments telling me how your week is going, and you know, like and subscribe for more. I do this every week, every couple of weeks. It really depends on the energy. You know, some weeks I feel like it's better for you guys to kind of just do what you're going to do, and other weeks I feel like it's a good time to come together. This energy is so wiggly lately that sometimes it's very personal, and I feel like it's going to be a very different personal thing for each person. But other weeks I feel like we're all vibing on the same wavelength, and so it's a good time to do a reading. So that's what I felt this week. I felt like we're all vibing on this energy, and it's a good time to reconnect, reconnect, like Mercury retrograde, and come together and share some perspective about what we're going through. So I really look forward to this week and hearing from you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful week. I hope you all take good care of yourselves. Take good care of yourselves first. Tell yourselves the stories that you want to hear, the stories that you want to manifest. Imagine a greater reality for yourselves, because you deserve it. And any part of you that says you can't have that or can't believe it is just you not loving yourself. So if you take it from that standpoint and say, you know what, no, I'm gonna love myself despite those feelings, you're gonna integrate that back in, and you're gonna be able to believe it even deeper. So your belief is the power, your imagination is your identity, and you have the capacity to create whatever you're dreaming of. And I'm so excited to live in that reality. Oh my God. I love it. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. You take care. Bye-bye.